very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the afternoon's edition of KTN's Scoreline. My name is Lynn Washira, and of course every Sunday between 2 and 3 p.m. we get to let you know what's happening in the sports world, what has happened over the weekend, what is likely to happen, and what exactly you should be looking out for and watching out for in the coming week. And in this afternoon's edition, we're going to kick off the show in Mombasa, where the finals of the Chapa Dimba coastal province or coastal region are happening, and Robinson Okenye has been there since yesterday following up the action. Robinson, good afternoon. How is Mombasa and what matches have been played so far? What are the results?
A very good afternoon to you, Lynn Washira. Yes, we are here at the Shanzu Teachers Training College. We already know who's the winner in the girls' finals that was played earlier on. And behind me, what we have is the boys' final. The second half is taking place. And currently, Shimba Hills are leading Brisbane FC 3-0. And probably in the next 5 minutes, we'll know who comes out as the boys' winner in the match that is going on behind me. The first match of the day, that was the girls' final. We had Wa Girls come out as the winner. Remember, Wa Girls were taking on Sologidi in the final. So Wa Girls came out as the winner with a 3-0 win. But we'll be speaking to the winners later on in the show to get their reactions from, how the tournament has been for them, getting to win the 200,000 shillings that is up for grabs for the winners and take a slot in the national finals later on in March. But before we get into that, I want to speak to the Football Kenya Federation, that is FKF. Technical Director Andrea Spears is here with me, and we want to talk about, what he has seen throughout the 5 editions that have been played so far. We also get to know about girls' football in different regions here in the country, and also talk about the coaching clinics that FKF has been having around in the regions. But we start off. Good afternoon, Andres.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
We are fine. We are fine here in Mombasa. We have a nice weather. We have the breeze of the sea, so it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's start off with the 5 regions that we've been to so far. What have you seen in terms of talent?
We are trying to cover almost all the country. It's a countrywide competition. Of course, some regions they can give us better and talented players. Other regions not so much, but we can pick from every region some good players which are also compatible with the national teams, youth national teams, and even senior national teams. We are happy because football, it's a sport where the people, the grassroots football, where the people must enjoy the football. This is the most important, and to remain healthy.
Yes, Andreas, let's talk about girls' football. In Garissa, we do not have girls' football. That's probably mainly because of the culture from the area. But the other 4 areas, regions that you've been to, what are your thoughts on girls' football?
This is a region where girl football is also represented. We have this tournament, we saw that they can represent also this region. In the finals, we had 2 good teams, talented girls, and also I can say that we have NGOs like MTG, Move the Goalposts. I have to enumerate it because they are managing over 12,000 girls and women which are practicing football. So there is potential.
Yeah, talking about potential now, the people that are managing some of these teams, those are the coaches. You've been having clinics before the tournaments begin. How has the reception been for you guys having those clinics?
Yeah, this is a good question. We need qualified coaches in the country, and before this tournament, it's a tradition that we are making a briefing for the coaches. This time we emphasize a lot of practice and warming up programs. So this is the new issues we brought in the courses.
Thanks a lot, Andreas. I appreciate for your time. I hope to see you soon in other regions. That's Andreas P.S. He's the Technical Director, Football Kenya Federation. And as he said, some of the players that have been unpicked from this tournament. Remember, Kakamega Homeboys signed one of the most valuable player in the Rift edition, who was David Majaki, joined Kakamega Homeboys. So he's hoping probably some of the players can be spotted here and join some of the top teams that we have in the country. Now, Lynn Washira, I'll be coming back to you later on to speak to the winners of the Coastal Region edition. Remember, Wa Girls won the girls football, and the match that is about to end, that is taking place here behind me, that is between Shimba Hills and Brisbane FC, which Shimba Hills are leading 3-0. We'll get to know the winner. We'll be speaking to them and get to know their views of how the tournament has been and how are they feeling to be the winners. Back to you, Lynn.
Robinson, if you can hear me, before we let you go, as we wait for you to come back on the second part of the show to tell us who the winners are and to speak to some of the winners. I know when Chapa Dimba finals, Rift Valley region finals went to Narok, and the Nyanza finals went to Kisii. The turnout was amazing. There were all these fans who turned up to witness the finals of the Chapa Dimba. How can you describe the atmosphere and mostly the turnout at the Coastal Region Chapa Dimba finals?
Well, Lynn, as you know, most people here at the Coastal Region enjoy watching soccer. So the tournament has been, the turnout rather, has been good. People have turned out to see some of their best, the teams that have qualified for the finals here take place. Remember, yesterday we had the semi-finals. People came out to watch their favorite teams in the semi-finals. So, and here in the finals, we've had a number of people come out. Probably they are far away from the barricades. We could have seen that, but they are far away from the barricades where we are, and they're watching, they're enjoying the games from there. Back to you, Lynn.
That is Robinson Okenya speaking to us from Shanzu Teachers College, where the finals of the Coastal Region Chapa Dimba are happening. He'll be coming back on the second part of the show to tell us who the winners are and to probably speak to some of them. But we move on to other news, where after a turbulent 2017 season that saw him dropped from the Kenya World Championships at team under unclear circumstances, Michael Saruni is having an explosive 2018 season after a world lead in the 800 meters race. He lowered the 600 meters indoor record to 1 minute 14.79 seconds at a meeting in Mexico. Let's have a look at that race.
Last year we had a world record world best set for this event at 1:14.97. The double mark here. Ricky Morgan, followed by Michael Saruni. Morgan, Saruni in 10.
Michael Saruni right there, looking already for the 2018 season. And to some rugby news, Nakuru RFC have got another beating yesterday in their 2017-2018 Kenya Cup fixture against Homeboys RFC, going down 23-16 at their backyard in Nakuru. The results are dented at their quest and illustrate another display of their deep in form. Cabras Sugar continued with the impressive start to the season, beating Nondi's 40-20 in the 6th round, while KCB extended their unbeaten run in the Kenya Cup to 6 matches as they edged Mombasa RFC 15-27. Mombasa came to the match after a good round 5, where they beat Mombasa RFC 74-3, but the champions would score 5 tries and conversions to seal yet another win. Strathmore Leos bounced back to winning ways, beating Mombasa RFC 28-8.
Anamwambia don't.
And that is Kenya Cup action being the round of 6. 6 matches having been played so far. And the match that you saw there was Nakuru playing Kabras and, of course, going down to dent their hopes of finishing on the top of the table. And now having a look at other results from day 6 of the Kenya Cup matches. We're having a look at the other matches that were played across the country on day 6 of the Kenya Cup matches or the Kenya Cup League. And we start with KCB, of course, beating Mwamba RFC, or rather condemning them to another defeat of the season. Do remember that Mwamba RFC has only managed to win one tournament in Mombasa, that is, and yesterday going down 27-15 to KCB. Nakuru right there going down 26-16 to Homeboys. Kenya Harlequins right there losing the Ngongro Derby at 10-8. I remember Queens versus Impala was the biggest match of day 6 yesterday. Queens getting Kenya Harlequins right there getting a beating from Impala, and that is the round of 6 matches in the ongoing Kenya Cup Rugby League. Having a look at the Ngongro Derby, as I told you, being the highlight of the day, and with Impala beating Kenya Harlequins, becoming the first time that Impala managed to win the Ngong Road Derby. Probably 2 other results of the day where we also saw Kisii RFC, the newly promoted Kisii RFC, losing in their 6th match of the season. And Nondi's right there as well, losing 20-40 to Kabras Sugar. Remember, Kabras is now ranked 2nd on the table following a good run of results. Mombasa continues with a poor run of results. They're the whipping boys of the tournament, losing 28-8 to Strathmore at home. And, of course, Black Blood, as I told you earlier, they're beating Kisii RFC 24-8. Remember, Kisii RFC is a newly promoted side to the Kenya Cup, top-tier rugby in the country. And probably to have a look at how the standings look like right now after the round of 6 of the Kenya Cup is defending champions KCB, still perched at the top with 24 points. Remember that KCB has remained unbeaten, and their beating over Mwamba yesterday ensured that they have gone 6 matches unbeaten in the Kenya Cup. Kabras Sugar right there, former Kenya Cup champions, at 23 points, edging closer to KCB by the day, just 1 point adrift. Impala, their first Ngong Road Derby win, propelling them to 3rd position on the table with 20 points, tied at 20 points with Homeboys, who are at 20 points but at position 4. And do remember that these standings are after 6 round of matches of the Kenya Cup Rugby League. Probably looking at the bottom of the table. And we can see there Kenya Harlequins at position 5 with a total of 17 points, with Nondis coming in with a total of 12 points. I do remember that, Nakuru is there at position 7, losing yesterday to Homeboys at their backyard, condemning them to 7th place, and they continue to struggle this season. They're yet to find their place and their footing in the Kenya Cup this season. Then we have Black Blood right there, 9 points, as you can see, coming in at the 8th position. And Mwamba, of course, is missing out on the top 8, coming in at position 9. They haven't had a good season, with just 1 win this season for 7 points. And Strathmore Leos at 10 points there. Their win yesterday against Mombasa RFC, propelling them at least to the best of 10 in the Kenya Cup League. And Kisii RFC, newly promoted side, at just 1 point at position 11, a position ahead of Mombasa, who have not won any match this season and have been the whipping boys of the tournament. And moving on, Gor Mahia has defeated KCCA, or rather defeated KCCA of Uganda in an international friendly played at Tafraha Stadium. Both clubs are the reigning champions in their leagues of their respective countries. Boniface Omondi and Francis Kahata started probing the visitors' defense from the word go as they made deliveries from their respective flanks into the box, only for Tommy Kara to deny them on numerous occasions. Kogalo were the better side in the friendly as they scored through new signing Humphrey Mieno, Boniface Omondi and George Blackberry Odhiambo, who grabbed a double just like Gor Mahia. KCCA were using the build-up match to prepare for the forthcoming CAF Champions League. Kogalo will host Leones Vegetarianos of Equatorial Guinea as KCCA will battle Snaps Sports of Madagascar in the first round.
We brought a young team here. Most of my players are with the national team in Chan, but we brought a second string team. But with the way they performed against the champions here, for us is very satisfying. And being their first experience, first exposure, I'm very satisfied because we played against a team that played 2 sets of players, and I played 18.
And while staying on with football, a tournament meant to grade several teams across the country was held yesterday. And here is what happened and, of course, some results.
So we have a skill grading soccer tournament. It's for the under 11s. We take these boys through dribbling skills, goalkeeping skills, passing skills, then we give them grades. Also this one helps them because the coaches are able to know at what level their students are. So after this tournament, which you're now holding here, we are actually preparing them for Dubai, which is in April, from 4th, 5th, 6th. It is a tournament that we hope that these boys are going to do well.
The tournament so far has been good, except for one match that we played, which was a bit unfair on our side.
Personality of the Year awards were held early this week. To be precise, on Wednesday, the Soya founder, Paul Tergat, speaking to KTN early in the week, said he was really looking forward to growing the awards rather, and seeing the awards even going out of town, and of course recognizing and continuing to recognize and reward sportsmen and women who've done really well.
Personally, I want to say that I'm really excited that this award is still going on until today. The most important thing is that it gets even more exciting when you see new sportsmen fighting each and every year to make sure that maybe they get into the list of the finalists of the Soya Awards. And I think this is something that it has encouraged and motivated most of our sportsmen to make sure they achieve the very best. Soya is the top of the awards that we have within the country. And also, since that it encompasses all sports, it is the only night that we can be able to bring all sports disciplines, all sports federations to come together at the end of the year and celebrate sports together, sharing a meal together. That's fantastic. You find an athlete from lawn tennis. They have never maybe interacted with an athlete from athletics or a football. I think this is something that all of us, it's very unique, and I'm happy that it's still going on, and I believe it will still going on for many generations to come.
And former Kenyan international Michael Koth, who is these days known more for not playing for Harambee Stars, but rather for being Divock Origi's father, was the celebrity sports guest at the Sports Personality of the Year Awards. We spoke to Michael Koth about football development, but we also asked him what it really meant for a sports person to be recognized and rewarded.
A lot of people had a lot of promise from Nick, so it was a big challenge for him. After the past years, it was a big challenge for him to come in and make sure that things go back to normal. But as you see, they've done what they could do, but it's still not enough. They have to do more because football, we have the talent here. Not only football, but now if I speak specific about football, we have the talent here. And if well-natured and good, we have good coaches. If we can have good coaches who can impact on the youth, we could also go very, very far, which is important. So those are the problems that we have. The organization preparing well enough. And now we have a good coach. He's from Belgium. I know his background, so he's a capable person. But they have to give him the necessary support and the necessary time for him to make sure that he builds a good team. And the other thing is a team is not only the national team. They should start from the youth.
And now Scoreline takes a short break, but we'll be right back. Do stay with us for more details on what is happening in the world of sports.